Hello guys, how you guys doing? Hope you guys are doing great. So guys, in today's video I'm going to be teaching you guys how to make extra whitening kojic molato soap. And first soap I'm going to be making use of is molato soap base, and then I have different type of kojic soap in my bowl here. So the main reason why I'm making use of different type of kojic soap is because I don't want my soap to darken, and I don't want to make use of different kind of soap. Okay, so I'm going to be introducing all the soap I have in here to you guys. First, I'm making use of kojic acid soap. I have kojic white 2 times gluta and abutane, and then I have nano extra white soap. I have kojic sand soap. This is a strong whitening soap. And then I have kojic white gluta and papaya soap. I have kojic whitening soap. This is also a strong whitening soap. And then I have kojic rice milk gluta and aroma oil soap. I have golden pellet soap. What the main reason why I'm adding this is because I love the soap and it's very good for the skin. And then what I did was to use 1 liter of my distilled water to ferment my soap after grating it. So then the next day I use my hand mixer to mix the soap and make sure that all the lumps are all melted. And the first serum I'm going to be adding into my soap is perfect leg serum. This is good for green vein, it's good for stretch mark, it's good for verticous vein, and it's going to help this soap not to give stretch mark. Okay, so that is the main reason why I'm adding this. And the second serum I'll be adding into it is perfect skin. This is also good for green vein, stretch mark, and this serum also is a whitening serum which contain kojic, and it also contain glutathione and abutane. Is a very strong whitening serum which also treats the skin as well. So I'm going to be measuring everything with my scale. So guys, I will just be calling out the percentage I'll be making use of because I'm making a large quantity and it all depends on the quantity you want to make. And here I have my pepper dough, so I'm adding in 50 ml. Okay, so my payment dough I have 1%, my perfect leg I have 2%, my perfect skin I also have 2%. So now I'm going to be measuring the rest of my ingredients, and another thing I'll be adding into it is my soap activator. You know, this is very important when making your soap because it's going to activate your soap and also make your soap very effective. So I'm going to be adding in 5% of that. All right, so you can decide to use soap activator to ferment your soap if you don't want to use distilled water. Okay, so I'm going to be pouring that in. And if you don't want to use distilled water or you don't want to use soap activator, you can as well use shower gel, any shower gel of your choice. So the next ingredient I'll be adding in is whitening glycerin. So now I have two different color of whitening glycerin in here, just in case you guys are wondering why the two bottle I have are different in color. Is because you can decide to buy any color you want. So whitening glycerin have about 3 different colors in the market, so I'm going to be adding that in just to complete the percentage I need. Okay, so whitening glycerin I'm making use of 5%. Okay, so then I'm going to measure everything according to the percentage. So guys, just note that I'm not adding in everything as sizing it or just pouring it in until my ancestors tells me to stop. So I've already written everything down according to the percentage I need to make this soup. And then another thing I'll be adding in is lemon oil. You can decide to use any oil of your choice. So this is going to help moisturize your skin and as well brighten your skin and help add moisture into your skin. So in that I add in 1%, and my vitamin E oil I'm going to be adding in 2%. So this is going to serve as an antioxidant. It's good in treating the skin. Vitamin E oil is very good when it comes to stretch mark. It's good in moisturizing the skin, and also is good in keeping your skin moist and also smooth. So I'm adding in 2% of that. You can decide to use 3%, you can decide to use 1%. It depends on how many percent you want to use, and it depends on the quantity you want to make. So in this formula I am making use of 2%, and that is what I need. So I'm going to be adding it in. And please, when buying your vitamin E oil, you have to be very, very careful, because there's so many fake vitamin E oil in the market. This is the original one, and the smell is so bad. So another thing that I am measuring out is my sunflower oil. So this, I'm going to be keeping it aside. I'll let you guys know what I'll be using that for later on. Please keep on watching this video so you can keep up with everything that I'll be teaching you guys and everything that I'll be explaining, because it's very, very important. And next thing I'll be adding in is repair tissue oil. This is going to serve as a preventive measure, okay, just to help your skin and also to treat your skin, and not to let this soap to give you stretch mark, because this soap is a super whitening soap and it's very, very natural. Okay, so I'm measuring in 5% of my repair tissue, or you can decide to use crude carnicle. I actually have crude carnicle. I don't want to use it because I don't want my soap to change in color. Okay, I don't want it to darken. I'm just going to keep this soap as it is, and I don't want to complicate my soap with different kind of oils or different kind of concentrate. As you guys notice, I didn't add in much concentrate. I just added in few. Okay, most of them are treatments, serum, and the only lightening serum I have in here is pimento. So another thing that I'll be adding in is my active powder, which is my snow white powder. So I'm going to be adding in 5%, and then I'm going to be pouring that in as well. So when measuring all these things, the percentage really, really matter. Okay, first you need to know the quantity you want to make. So when you know the quantity you want to make, that's where you'll be able to use your percentage. Just divide your percentage by 100 and you times it by the quantity, and you will get your gram or your ml. So it's that simple. So all I need to do is just to pour in the powder. And then another thing that I'm going to be needing is white licorice. So this I'll be making use of 5% as well. Okay, so I'm going to be measuring that out as well. So as I was saying, your percentage really, really matter, because if you don't get the right percentage in your formula, your product might not come out well. It might just react, and also it might not work. Okay, so you have to balance it, all right, which is very, very important. So guys, if you are not subscribed to my YouTube channel, do not forget to subscribe, like my video, share, and leave a comment down below. So guys, another thing that I'm going to be adding into it right now is allantoin powder. So this is good in calming the skin, it's good in treating the skin, it's good in brightening the skin as well. You can decide to google all of the benefits of all this powder just to know the benefit, because I won't be able to be explaining everything to you guys. So I'm going to be measuring out the quantity I need. So I'll be making use of 2% of allantoin powder. Alright, so I'm going to be measuring that out. So you need your scale when making all of this stuff. If you don't have scale, do not make this product, because you need to measure everything according to the percentage or according to the gram. Alright, so next thing I'm going to be doing now is dissolving my kojic dip. This is kojic dip fermented. Do you guys still remember the sunflower oil that I measure out? So that is what I'll be using to dissolve my kojic departmented. I actually like to dissolve my kojic dip in oil. It's soluble in oil anyways, but when it comes to soap, a lot of people decide to pour it in, but I actually prefer to dissolve it, because I don't know how it's going to be inside the soap. That's how I always do it. So don't mind me, you can decide to just pour it in as you want, but I actually prefer to dissolve it and just make sure that it has dissolved before mixing my soap. So you can decide to do yours however you want to do it. So the sunflower oil is going to moisturize the skin as well, because kojic soap intends to dry out the skin. So when doing that, you need to add in some moisturizer that will actually leave your skin moist whenever you use the soap. So I'm just going to mix my mixture together. Alright, so with my kojic dip, I make use of 2%. You can use 1%, 1.5. Just google the percentage you need, okay? So I'm just going to be pouring it into my soap, and then I'll go on with the rest of my procedure. So now another thing I need to do is to measure out my Filipino powder. Okay, so this Filipino powder is original one. I don't know where you usually buy yours, but I don't need the mixture because this is soap. If you were to be lotion, I would have preferred to not prefer because it's something I need to do. I would have just used the mixture to mix it together just to have the paste. Okay, so I just pour it in. My Filipino set, I'm making use of 5%. And then another thing I need to do now is to add in my essential oil. So in this procedure, I'll be making use of two different kind of essential oil. I have turmeric essential oil and I have lavender essential oil. Turmeric essential oil is very good when it comes to brightening the skin, and it's good in treating the skin. It's good as an antioxidant, and also it's good for anti-aging. Okay, so then I'll be adding in my lavender essential oil as well, which is good for acne. Is good for um what's it called, discoloration. Okay, so I'll be adding it in. So next thing I'm going to be doing is to add in my Bell Eclat Canaco. This is good for stretch mark, green vein. It's good for dark spots, and it's good for the verticals vein. This is very very potent. It's so effective. Okay, so if you see me using this serum most of the time, that's because I know how effective it is. So you can decide to use different kind of treating oil just to add it to this recipe. And then another thing I'll be adding into it is um my strawberry oil, my strawberry fragrance. I just want this soap to have a very unique and beautiful fragrance. Already it smells nice, but I want to have that strawberry scent. Okay, so that is why I'm adding it in. You can decide just to skip it. And another thing I'll be doing is to measure out my vegetable glycerin, okay, because I'm going to be using this to dissolve my xanthan gum. I want this soup to have a very thick, not too thick and not too light consistency. I want it to have that slimy, you know how it is when you add in xanthan gum into your product. And please, when you want to use this, do not use too much. All right, do not use too much. You can decide to mix it bit by bit. Use the quantity you want to use, and if you feel like it's not enough, you can decide to add in more. Do not use too much, please. It's very very important. If you use too much, your soap is going to look like custard, and you wouldn't want that. So I'm going to be adding in my xanthan gum, and after that I'm going to mix together. Okay, I'm going to use my hand to mix it together to make sure that everything cooperates very well. You can decide to use your hand blender, but I don't want to use my hand blender. Why? Because I don't want to have bubbles in my soap. So as you guys can see, this is how the soap looks like. Okay, this is how it is looking like right now. So I feel like the xanthan gum was not enough, so I miss just a little again with my glycerin. So now I'm going to give you a guideline just in case you want to use your xanthan gum. 1% is enough inside your soap. Do not use too much. Okay, do not use too much. So I'm going to mix this together, and then don't forget I haven't added in my preservative. I'm going to do that as the last thing. Okay, so I'm going to make sure that I mix this together with my hand until I get a thicker consistency. So now guys, I'm adding in my vitamin B powder. This is good in soap because it is very very alkaline, and you guys don't forget that soap is alkaline in nature. So vitamin B powder is good for acne, it's good for discoloration, very very good for discoloration, it's good for melasma, and it's good for also acne. So I'm going to add it in, and I'm going to mix this together. As you guys can see, the mixture of my soap has changed, the consistency has changed because of the xanthan gum. So guys, I am not done yet. I still have one thing to add after the colored. So I'm just going to add in the colored, and then I'm going to mix together. So the color I'm using is pink coloring. You can decide to use any color of your choice. Okay, so I'm using food color, and I'm going to mix it together bit by bit. So if you don't want to add in color, it's also good, is perfect, because while you are using the same soap, it's not going to darken. This soap is not going to darken. Okay, so you can use the same procedure. As you guys can see, I have added in my shower gel, and the consistency is so beautiful, and it came out so well. So you can use this soap for your body and for your face. Just rub it on your skin for like a few minutes, then you wash it off. And don't forget to subscribe, like my video, share, and see you guys in my next video. Love you guys. Bye.